We're standing here with Eli Ankou from Gridiron Academy. What is it about football that you love so much?
I think that football is something that teaches a lesson about teamwork and responsibility. I mean, if you look at a football game, for example, every man on the field has a certain responsibility and he's accountable for what he does. Everyone works as a unit, so everyone has to work together in order for things to work. I think that football uses teamwork and responsibility to teach certain lessons in life.
Tell us a bit about your experience as a young athlete. I noticed that you spend a lot of time training, practicing, and traveling with Gridiron Academy. How does that work with your schedule?
I train a lot. I must say that we spend a lot of days doing weightlifting. We do speed training, plyometrics. We target certain areas of our bodies I've never known I could target before. I mean, even to certain points where you pass the point of exhaustion. As far as traveling, I've been traveling a lot lately, going through a lot of camps, a lot of sessions to help myself and help whoever around me with the ability that I'm being taught by certain coaches or new knowledge, so it's really great.
Okay. How do you balance your responsibilities as an athlete and as a student?
One thing I was always told by a lot of coaches and a lot of teachers and certain people that have impacted my life is that you are a student athlete. That means you're student first and athlete second. That means you have to target, you have to schoolwork. Okay. That means that your schoolwork comes first and football or whichever sport you want to play comes second. That means whenever I talk to a coach, the first question he's going to ask me is, may I see your transcript? He's not going to ask me what my 40 time is or how much you can bench press. Your athletic abilities are only limited to what you know. So as far as schoolwork and athleticism, I believe that schoolwork is much more important than the amount of hours you put in the gym. Because if you don't have the grades, if you don't have whichever knowledge you need to advance in life, then your athleticism is for nothing.
Alright. I noticed that you have a lot of support around you, in between your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. What's your parents and your family's reaction to your recent success and talent?
My family's really excited. It's something that's never been done in my family alone. I mean, to go far as an athlete, something my dad always told me is that, son, you know, you realize you'll be the first athlete ever to make it out. So I mean, I'm really honored to be that member of the family who's able to do such a thing. My family, they're really supportive. They're really supportive. My mom, she goes through all sorts of measures. She goes through fire just to get me to where I need to be. So I mean, I really can't ask much more from my family.
That's great to hear. It's good to hear that you have a lot of support around you. Tell us about your family a bit. What's your background?
Well, my dad grew up in a country called Togo in West Africa. As far as African culture, hard work is something that is very valued. So that means schoolwork, work in general is something that you can't take for granted. If you want to go far in life, my dad always said that you have to work. You have to work for whatever you want, because if you don't, nothing will. So yeah, my mom, she grew up in northern Canada in a small town called Field. She's half native, half Caucasian. She grew up in a rural setting, so she's been working the farm since she was a little girl. So I mean, I guess, yeah, some of that rubbed off on me. I'm kind of a little rural guy.
Well, that's good to hear. They always say that sacrifice is an element of success. What have you sacrificed in your life in order to succeed and get to where you are now?
I would say I sacrificed a lot of my social life. My social life is something that, I mean, it's not completely disappeared, but it is something that has been compromised if I want to get to where I need to be. Certain activities such as going out with your friends, you know, driving around or, you know, causing trouble, you know, as young boys. It's not really something I do. I believe that yeah, my social life has been really compromised. That means you really need to put most of your time and effort into what you want to do. That means I put most of my time and effort into football and school. That means my tools to where I want to, well, to use to where I want to go.
Okay, and I guess this is the easiest question, I guess the question that everyone is asking. Why did you choose UCLA, and what made you commit so early?
Well, I mean, during my recruiting process, UCLA were the first school ever to, well, for me to have gone in contact with, and for them to have offered a scholarship. I think that it is something very big from them to offer me a full scholarship, especially that I'm a Canadian, let alone from a little city called Ottawa. It's something I really appreciate. I think that it's reciprocal. It's something that I feel I must give back. It's a question of loyalty. I believe that if they believe in me, I can do the same for them. If they're a team I can trust. The coaches are great, the campus is great, and the best thing about UCLA is that you get a quality education. So I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that.
I guess you can't really argue with that. So in regard to your mentors, who are they and how do they impact your life today?
As far as mentors, well, we all know my family and all that, but there's a man that I met in 2009, I believe. His name is Victor Todondo. He's greatly impacted my life. As far as teaching me lessons from hard work to responsibility, he's really the epitome of who I am today. I think that he molded who I am today as far as my views on work.
That's good to hear. Do you have any other inspirations or aspirations in your life? Goals that you want to seek later on in life? Because I guess football can't last forever. What do you see yourself doing after football?
I think that football is a tool to get to where you want to be. For me, football is a plan B. I really want to use football to get to my plan A. I really want a degree in either kinesiology or business. So I mean, football is a great tool to do that. I mean, if you have the physical ability, the mental ability, then why not, you know?
As you mentioned, Coach Victor has been a huge inspiration to you. And with your recent success, a lot of youngsters are wondering how can they follow in your footsteps because they see you as a mentor now. What advice would you give them?
I would give them the advice that whether people tell you you can or cannot do something, you have to believe in yourself. You're the only one who can tell you that you can do it. If you tell yourself that you're not worth anything, then that's all you're gonna get. You're not gonna get much out of it. I believe that you really have to shoot for the stars and beyond. I mean, a lot of people are gonna tell you that you can't do something, but you have, you can only use that as motivation. A lot of people in my case have told me that I can't do something, and still I get words of certain people saying I can't do something. I mean, the only thing I can do is do it. Like, you can't really do much more than just do it. As far as looking up to someone, I believe that someone should look up to another person who has gone through the process that you're looking to go through. Someone that knows what to do, how to do it, when to do it. So, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for standing here with Eli Ankou from Gridiron Academy. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.